Number 2 nut. Just wanted to show y'all a few things. I've been stripping paint the last couple of days. I just wanted to share with you a couple of little tips and tricks of some of the tools I use to strip. Now, this car, my Malibu, had the original lacquer paint job on it, and then it had a base coat, clear coat paint job over top of lacquer, which is a no-no. That's why the paint was chipping and peeling. So it had to all come off back down to bare metal to put a decent paint job on it. So that means I had to strip it. Stripping paint sucks. I hate it. This is the worst thing I hate about building cars, is stripping paint. So you got all these little tight spots and areas you can't hardly get in. It's terrible. I hate it. It's time consuming. I'd rather be building or making something. So let me show you a couple of tools I use to help it go quicker. This one's probably the one I use the most in the tight spots. It's quick. It gets in really tight areas. However, these little discs are pretty expensive. The 2-inch, I buy the 3M. The ones at Harbor Freight are junk. So you get about, I think this was a box of 45, and I paid like 25 bucks for it or something. So they're not cheap, and they only last me a couple minutes. So as an alternative to get into tight spots, I use these little wheels too. These last a long time, and they don't get in as tight a spot though as the little 2-inch grinding wheels do. But they'll get into a seam real easy. Like for instance in here, they'll get in there real good. They'll get that real clean. And the other thing is, I don't use it so often is because it works the shit out of my air compressor. I don't like to overwork my air compressor. These work the air compressor more than this does for some reason. This tool consumes more air than the angle grinder does. So those are what I use for tight spots, small areas. For big flat panels, I use these Harbor Freight. These are $1.80 a piece or something like that. This is $4.50. It takes an hour to wear one of these sumbitches out. And I use them on big flat surfaces on an angle grinder. And they eat paint, and it won't harm the metal. This thing eats paint. I'm gonna show you. Look at here. This has got base coat, clear coat on it, then the lacquer underneath, and Bondo. This is the trunk lid that came with the car. I ain't using this piece of shit. It's all bondoed up. I ain't using it. I got another one. So, but let me, for demonstration purposes, let me show you how fast this works. Watch this. See how fast that works? And it don't put a real heavy profile in the metal. You can see a little bit of one, about like 36 grit. So if you use those and you strip paint, you can kind of see the profile. See it? It's not real bad. All you got to do is just, after you get it all stripped, is just go over that lightly with 80 grit on a DA, like this setup right here. 80 grit on a DA. That's 40 grit though. 80 grit on the DA will work just fine. So anyway, I'm gonna try to have the rest of the car completely stripped by the end of the weekend. You can see I got a little more detail work to do in the door jamb, and then I'll do the rear window jamb and the trunk jamb, and move over to the passenger side. So I got the inside of the door to do on the passenger side. So I might not get done this weekend. Depends on how much time I put out here. But I'm in Ohio and it's cold as hell out here, even with the heater running. I wish I was down there in Louisiana where Mr. Get in there, my boy, getting all the good weather. I know it's probably 60 degrees down there, but not in Ohio. So before I got this car, somebody put a roof on it. It was a drag car. It was gonna be a drag car. Somebody put a roof on it, and they got it off a little bit. So I bought a brand new windshield and test fitted it. And you can see I had to shim it just a little bit on the passenger side. The driver's side was off just a little bit more, but it ain't so bad that I gotta cut the roof back off of it. I wasn't gonna do that anyway. I had to shim it just a little bit, but it looks real good in there now. Trying to get an idea how much I need for my dash. There's no glue in it, so the dash is going to come out. I mean, the glass is going to come out away from the dash a little further, but I think it's going to look nice when it's done, y'all. This car's got to be done by Memorial Day weekend, because we're gonna show up at the Springfield Car Show and Swap Meet strong, baby, rolling strong like I always do. So we'll see what happens. It'll be done one way or another. It's just the question is, am I gonna have some time at the end to add on some little extra trick shit? Because I've already thought of 3 or 4 more little things I want to add on, but we'll see. I don't know. I already changed my mind on the gauges again, so I ain't even gonna tell y'all about it until it's time, because I'll probably change my mind 3 or 4 more times. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. I just got to get on it. So I see Mr. Get in there updated again. So I wasn't even gonna come out here tonight till I see he updated. So I got my heat on. I'm finna start grinding some of this paint off. So thanks for the motivation. Y'all have a blessed day.